Hello and welcome. Welcome to the Arts Council of Surrey's Community Gallery here at the Newton Cultural Centre. My name is Wendy Mould. I am the producer of ACS Gallery Talks. I'm here today to introduce you to our featured artists for June, RAMONA RADU and Wendy Schmidt. Works by RAMONA and Wendy are here until June 27th. The show is also available online at the artscouncilofsurrey.ca. The show presents two approaches to the theme of nature. RAMONA's Radu show, Landscapes, Seascapes, is as much about her love of watercolor as her love of nature. She likes to let the magic of watercolor help her capture the essence of her travels. Wendy Schmidt's show, West Coast Wildlife, comes from her exploration along the west coast of British Columbia. She loves to capture birds, animals, and sea life in their habitat and share it with her viewers. Looking at the show, I can feel the passion each artist has for their work. I look forward to talking with them and learning more about their work. Let's go meet the artists. Hi, Ramona.
Hello, Wendy. How are you?
Good, good. I'm very excited to talk with you tonight about your work. You've got some very interesting pieces here.
Well, thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about Serena? How do you say that?
Sérénité. It's in French, just because I'm also French. So
Okay.
I wanted to use a French name for this beauty that I love.
And tell us about this picture.
Yeah, I would love to. So this is one of my favorite pictures. The reason why it is because of the technique that I used in this picture. It's watercolor. So all my paintings are watercolor, but this one here, I use a bit of a different technique. Usually I do wet on wet. For this one, I actually did not use wet on wet for the sky. I did it more on dry, just to bring that texture in the sky with the clouds. So I kind of let the brush just do what it wants and put clouds wherever it wants, and this is kind of what it turned out, and I really love it. The other reason why I also like this one is because I usually mix my color on a palette, but for this one I actually mix the color on the paper. And I just let it be, let it do whatever I wanted to do. I just picked what I wanted to pick for colors, pigments, and then I let it do what I wanted to do. And I just love how this turned out, this beautiful dark green with a little bit of light green, and it's just the beauty of it. There's a lot of texture between a bit of a roughness and like the smoothness of this, and I just love the way it turned out. It's very rustic looking and like a bit of a endless possibility kind of looking.
Very nice. It's so true too. I agree with what you're saying there. Neat.
Thank
Well,
you.
let's go see another
Sure.
picture. Ah, I love this picture here too. I've been there, seen that. So nice.
Yeah.
Sunset at Sunsetting Stewart Farm.
Yes.
So tell us about this picture.
So this picture was inspired by a visit at Stewart Farm. It's one of my favorite places to go to. It's very relaxing. You don't feel like you're in a city when you're there. And it has that beautiful hidden gem in the back where there's like that little key, and you could just sit there, have a picnic, and just look at the beautiful sun setting. So it was inspired by a day that I spent there, and an evening or sun setting, and I just loved how the colors of that sunset reflected on the sky, on the water, and then with the little shadow of the little boats that were there. It's a very inspiring, relaxing space, and I was hoping to really represent this in this photo, in this painting, just for someone to look at it and just let themselves transport into that beautiful sun setting, and that they feel that they're just sitting there and enjoying the view and taking it all in. And
Well, I think you achieved that with that too. Yes, it is. I love it. Yeah.
I love it too. It's really one of my favorites.
Yeah.
One of my favorites for sure.
Serenity at Sea.
Yes.
Now, this is a little bit different. Tell us about it.
It is one of my favorites again. Why I love it so much is because it was one of my first pieces in monochrome. I wanted to attempt and try to use one or two pigments and sort of use it into a lighter to a darker stages. And since I love ocean, water, boats, and mountains, I just painted it. I kind of just went with the flow, didn't think much of it. I just painted it as I felt, and I was like, okay, whatever the water wants to do, whatever the mountains want to do, and then it looked really nice. And I added the boat at the end, and it turned out this beautiful piece that I really love looking at it every time I have it in front of me. I just love it. It also won a third prize last year, one of the contests and one of the juried exhibition. And yeah, and this beautiful piece among pretty much all of them are gonna go afterwards into my next exhibition that I will have at a coffee shop in Vancouver called Mellow Patisserie, which has excellent desserts. And if you like that French little cafe, you love it. All these will be there July and August. And also working on a few little new ones to have on display as well. So that's new projects for me and all my art that I'm looking forward to having up.
Oh, neat, very neat. So some of these boats are going to sail away, eh?
Some of these boats are going to sail away for sure. Yes.
Great. Well, thank you very much for meeting and talking with me, Ramona.
Thank you, Marty. It was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure to meet you and to see your work.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the opportunity.
Hi, Wendy. It's really nice to chat with you this evening about your artwork at the in the show. So let's talk about bears. I like your picture, Hungry Bear. Where on earth do you get to see bears?
Right. So I go to many areas locally. I go to Minnetonka Park in Port Coquitlam. I go to Vancouver Island, Tofino, Ucluelet, and I enjoy watching them there in the wild, mainly in November when their salmon run is on. I take videos, pictures. It inspires me to paint when I see them outside in the wild.
Oh, neat. Very neat. Yes, that's an experience. Well, I know some people get them in their backyard, but for most people, we don't get to see bears that often.
Right. That's true. You have to go out and find them.
Okay, well, let's have a look at one of your other pictures. Well, here's another picture, Wolf Stare. Now, this is an unusual composition. Can you tell us a little bit about this picture?
Okay, I wanted to try really painting something different. I don't paint a lot of wolves, but I sure like the color of their eyes, and they're very mysterious animals. You don't see much of them in the wild. And I just wanted to paint him peeking out behind the wood because that's what they do. They're kind of prowlers. And I wanted to do something different with not his whole face looking in, peeking out with one eye. Something different for a wolf.
Well, definitely. It's very eye-catching.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's have a look at one of your other pictures. Can you tell us about this picture?
Yes, well, I go down to Burnaby Lake and I see them there, I hear them there, and I've taken many pictures of them just because I've gotten a better camera, a Nikon that I like using, and it captures them sitting. I've captured them sitting, having a fish in their mouth. It just for that split second that they're there. But so I just like the color of them, and it's something I've seen, and they're hard to get. Like I said, it's hard to get a picture of them, but I've got them sitting there with patience. I enjoy them.
I'm sure you did have patience because I know those little guys, they just shoot off and then they're gone. They don't sit and perch like other birds, do they?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they are neat colors, I agree. And their sound is nice too, isn't it?
You can always hear them, and then that's when you go. You run and you go where they're sitting there. You can catch them.
Yes. And painting wildlife is that challenge, isn't it? Is
Yes,
catching them
it
in
is.
action and seeing them. Yeah.
Yes, it is a challenge. Yeah, I
Right.
agree totally. Yeah.
Well, it's really nice to chat with you today, Wendy, and to learn about your art and of course see some of the wildlife you have here in the show. It makes us realize how fortunate we are here on the coast.
We are very fortunate to have wildlife.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ramona and Wendy, for sharing your ideas and art with me today. I really enjoyed learning about your passion and how you project it into your work. Ramona and Wendy's show can be seen here at the Newton Cultural Centre until June 27th or online at the artscouncilofsurrey.ca.